Hello guys, good afternoon or good evening depending on the time that you're watching me. Here in Japan it's evening and I'm happy and glad to see you today. Today we are continuing our series discussing the actual process of applying for the MEXT scholarship. As you know, last time we discussed about how to prepare yourself, how to understand the visas, the types of visas that are here in Japan, and which one can you choose. So we are beginning to focus on the first type of visa, which is the student visa. And in this case today, we are talking about the application process. So we'll be looking at the two types of application forms. Mainly, we'll be talking about the undergraduate, postgraduate form, and at the same time, also we'll be talking about the teacher training form, which myself is a successful candidate of that. So today, our goal is to make sure you understand the ins and the outs of the whole process. As a result, I want to welcome you and please stay tuned and even subscribe to this channel so that you can get more and more insight on how to be successful in how to be successful. So welcome back and let's continue. Ikimashou. All right, so let's continue as we said. Here is the application form. It's a simple and straightforward process, and I recommend putting your phone in landscape mode because the form is at least wider. Or if you have a PC, it means you already have a good view of what is happening. All right. Okay, so here is the form. Let's start. Initially, you need to provide your details. They will need to know who you are. If you look at it, you start with your name, you start with your gender, at the same time even nationality, your date of birth. Make sure all of these are straightforward. Just make sure once you have printed out the form, because you will be required to print out the form, you should paste your photo, and the Japanese are very strict. Make sure you observe the dimensions here. This is 4.5 centimeter by 3.5. So from whoever you'll be taking the photo, any photo booth you go to, make sure you specify the dimensions. If you miss out, normally they don't feel well because there are people who are very good with precision. Precision is the biggest characteristics of Japanese people. Okay, so now that we have talked about that, you need to show your nationality, your current address, the city you're living in. If you are at the point of or at the time of application you are already in Japan, it means you have to put here your current residence status. So last time we already discussed about visas. It means here you are talking about either being a spouse, or either being on a spouse visa, either being on a student visa, or so on. So you should be able to know this if you are already in Japan. Okay. Also, if you are in Japan, you need to fill out all the address. If it will be changed, then you also need to make your changes at this point. Okay. All right. So don't forget your phone number and your email. It will be used to contact you at any point in case there are issues to do with your application form. Please don't forget. I recommend doing both. In case you're not reachable by your phone, they should be able to reach you by email. So please don't forget. Very important. Okay, so now that we have talked about that, this is the most important part. You should be able to fill out your present status as a student or employed, or even anything else that you are doing at the moment. So if you're a student, it means you will tick as a student. If you are employed, it means you go as employed. Or if you have any other status, then you need to fill out what is your current status. You also need to talk about your specialized field of study in high school or university. So in this case, if you are talking about high school, simply you talk about what kind of certification you got at the end of your study, of either 4 years, or some countries or some schools 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, whatever certification they gave you, at least you need to record it here. And at the same time also, if you did undergraduate, you also need to indicate it here. So whatever certification you have, please indicate it here. Okay. All right. Next is the your academic record. They will be very, very strict for you to record from your elementary or primary school until your tertiary level. If you have forgotten the details, I'll be honest with you, you can estimate, but just don't be far away from the truth itself, especially the year and the months. I remember the time I was applying, they demanded that we should indicate even the day in which we entered and the day in which we exited our school. But if you check, most of us have totally forgotten about elementary school when we went there. So that's why this time around they have simplified. It's because most of the countries have dedicated records for all of this, so it's easy for you either to check online or even just ask your school and they'll have all of these records ready at the moment. So at least indicate how much, like when you entered and when you finished your course. Also the number of years. If there are any kind of remarks, you can put them in there. Whatever remarks, whether they are coming from your school or even yourself, you can put it there. Okay. Remarks could be something like maybe within this period I changed to 2 or 3 schools. It happens, especially in elementary school. Okay, so we have done that. Then you can do your lower secondary education. Yeah, they have this thing of middle and high school. Some countries might not have, but we do have. For example, for us, we have junior secondary school, we have senior secondary school. So you can fill out whatever the years you did during this time. Okay. Then finally, if you have done some tertiary, if you are applying for the undergraduate course, it means immediately you don't need to fill this part. Okay. Or if you are currently studying, it means at this point you need to just indicate that you have another status or you are expected to graduate. So if you are still studying your 3rd year, 4th year, yeah, you can tick and say I'm expecting to graduate. Okay, so at the end, please don't forget here you need to fill out like how many years have you spent, because there is a requirement by the Japanese government that whoever is trying to apply for anything that is school related here must have spent at least 12 years of academic education. That's the starting point. So if your years are less than that, they will need to make a consideration. Yeah. Okay. All right. Whatever. If there is anything left out, this is the box. You can write anything to support yourself in case something is not adding up to what they need at this point. Okay. So this is the part. Okay, you need to answer the basics. Have you ever applied? If yes, they will not offer you again. They don't. It's a rule. So they just need someone for the first time. But this is just for record purposes. So automatically for you, it will be a no. Are you applying for any? You also need to put no. Please, please, please. If you put yes, you reduce your chances. Yeah, I'll just stop there. I'll not comment on that. Are you receiving or scheduled to be receiving any scholarship from any organization other than the Japanese government? Please, this section, get to know, because you're trying to increase your chances. So unless something has already worked out on the other side, then you can click yes, but otherwise keep it no. That's what I'll recommend. Okay, so that means you don't need to put most of the things. All right, here, preferred field of study. in Japan, whether you're doing social sciences and humanities or natural sciences, you can tick either of them depending on your requirement. And please, before you fill out this section, which is very important for you, make sure at least you have gone through your university, what course they are offering you, and what is the course code. So the course code is the number dedicated to your course. So make sure you have captured all of that, and also make sure you know how many are accepted within that course and which countries are being considered. So if you just apply and they need people from Mexico, it means your chances are out if you're not from Mexico. If they need 2 people from Kenya and Ghana, it means you are not required to apply for that. If they need people from the Philippines, it means you also have to consider that. So please be careful. Make sure you have downloaded. When they release this process, when they release these application forms, normally they also attach these universities and their courses that are being offered. So please be sure to check it. Okay. All right. So be sure that here you indicate your first choice. So for example, if from here your first choice is career development, career education. If your first course is education psychology, it means you say education psychology, and then you can bring it here. You can put it here, the course name, and then what is the course number. You have to check it out from all of this. Okay, and then finally here, name of the major. Name of the major, what are you majoring in? You can also check from here, and here in this case it means you'll be majoring in career development or career education, depending on what you have chosen. Okay. All right, so these are the parts. Please make sure you fill in carefully. For this particular form, here it means you have to actually check out if you're filling the fields of study as e.g. natural sciences. They have given a guide that this is A, and if you are following into the field of mathematics, it means you put a 1, and then at last you put the name. So more like here we need A, and then here we need 1, and here we need mathematics. So this is how you actually fill it out. Okay, so remember, all of these will be provided during the application process, so you can check that out. Okay, and then here you need to specify the reason, like support yourself, why you want to actually study in all of these courses. So be sure that you have prepared yourself and you have done a bit of research about your field. Okay, we'll talk about research at a certain point, how to develop your research for your field of study. So make sure here you specify why this one is your first choice, why it's your second choice, and why it's your third choice. Make sure you do all of that. Okay, what was the trigger for having an interest in Japan? Here, you should be very careful how you answer. The way you answer at this point defines one thing which most people, when they are applying for this course, don't know. Typically here, they are asking you, why Japan of all these places? Why do you think you should come to Japan? There are so many places which are offering scholarships, but why Japan? So here you should talk about the things that you have done a bit of research about Japan, the things that interest you about Japan. Could be things like anime, manga, could be the traditional places in Japan, and so on. These are the things they want to hear, because they want people who are willing to come here and be part of the society, be part of the tradition. If you just answer anyhow, you miss out. And it might look small, but this is one of the most important areas when you are making the application process. So be very careful. Make sure you have researched enough. Okay, whether it's something to do with your course, but there is an element of Japan. That's what they want. Okay, so moving on, what kind of things do you think you can contribute to Japan and your home country through this experience of studying in Japan? At this point, they are looking at someone who will leave something in Japan and will also leave something here, so will also contribute something in their country. For you as a scholar, I think the easiest option for you is to say that at the end, maybe I might make a publication which I'll leave here in Japan and I'll also take to my country, so that my country, people in my country can have knowledge of what Japan is all about and things that you have learned from here. And also by leaving it here, it means scholars in Japan can access your papers, can access your publications. In this case, it means you are contributing to Japan. So please make sure you merge these two. And the easiest option for you is publication, which most of us will always do. Okay, all right. You don't need to worry much about your level of Japanese, because even now I'm in Japan, but yeah, it hurts. I'm still struggling writing, reading, speaking, and the like. So just be honest enough that maybe 0, 0, 0, 0 if it's an level. Yeah. So here 0 for poor and 3 for excellent. But if you have studied Japanese before, be honest enough to put the level, because the thing is, if you put yourself into the position of excellent, it means they will assume you know Japanese, and in the interview they will talk to you in Japanese. But if you are honest here to put a 0 and say I'm poor, it means they'll switch to English, so it will be easy for you, right? Yeah, if you have fluency in other languages, French and so on, you can also put them here. Yeah, myself, when I was applying, it was 0 across. I have never studied Japanese anywhere, not even in my country. It's never offered within our school curriculum. Okay, all right. Have you ever taken any test? So obviously here, if you are a 0, it means also here you are also a 0. If you have done any English qualification, you can also specify here. The course that I did, the application that I did is MEXT Scholarship. So it is more straightforward. It has nothing to do with these qualifications, because we normally write an English exam. But if you have done, you can fill out in these places. Okay, who is the contact person in your home country if there is any kind of emergency? Please just be honest here and put someone that we did contact. The thing about coming to Japan is that you can be excited, but coming here, there are these different things which you might end up meeting people back at home. So for example, there are earthquakes here, there are landslides, there are tornadoes, there are just a lot of things. At a point, they might need to contact someone back at home. So please be prepared and fill out this form. Make sure you put people who can be easily accessed. Don't put someone who doesn't answer their phone 5 hours, 6 hours. Put someone who, when they need to contact you, when they need to access them, they can be accessed immediately. So please put them. Okay, all right. So have you ever visited Japan? If yes, you can put it here. And it might look simple, but it's an advantage for them if you have ever been to Japan. They know you already know some of the things here in Japan, so it will be easy if you have ever visited Japan. But if you have not, don't worry about it. It's a small thing. You can put it aside. Okay, so now that we are done with the undergraduate or postgraduate form, let's head over quickly to the teacher training. This is what I did, and the things will be almost the same. So we'll skip what is common on the other side. So we'll skip this area because we already know. At the same time, there will be a lot of questions. We as teachers, we require certain certifications like licenses. We also need what is called a PSR 19 form in some countries, I should say. You just need to answer like all these questions. Okay, but the most important part is this part, which I'll highlight here. Do you have a total over 5 years of teaching or school administrating experience at your current job as of October 1st, 2025? At this point, they want someone with 5 years or more of teaching. If you have taught less than that, please don't even try, don't even attempt. They won't consider you. It's their rule, it's been there. Okay, all right, so we have talked about it. Do you intend to resume to work and utilize the fruits of your research in a teaching capacity after you complete? Normally put yes, because they want you to go back to your country after you finish. It's okay if you want to stay here, but if you have not found anything to do here, they won't keep you, so they will need you to go back. So please consider that. Okay, this is the same as what we saw on the other side. And are you receiving any? Yeah, we also saw that. Okay, any sponsors? We also saw this one about the academic record, and then past field of what study. Yeah, by the time you're a teacher, at least you have studied something. You are up to the point where you have a degree, so it should be easy filling out this part. What are the books or papers that you have authored or published? Please be able to name them here. It's good for you as a teacher to be able to explore or collaborate with other people to produce papers which can help students, and like those things will be necessary at this point. The more papers you have, the better the chance, because they will know that this person is active in the field of teaching. So please make sure you're doing that. Okay, all right. What kind of work are you doing now? What kind of subjects are you teaching? You need to fill out that. What's your employment record as a teacher, whether primary or secondary, depends on what you have done. So please fill out what you have done. It doesn't matter wherever you have taught. In fact, if you have taught maybe in a rural area, you are at a much better position than someone who has been in the town all the time. So take your chances. Okay, all right. So now that we have done that for this part, I'll like make a special day where I'll have to explain everything that's here. It's too much. Okay, so please, for you who are applying the teacher training course, we'll talk about your teaching field and your research theme, as well as how you can actually write it down. So these are some of the things that you have to consider. Whether you do one or two depends. Okay, have you taken another test similar to what we had last time? Here, is there anyone who will be accompanying you when you come here? So most of the people, like when they stay here for 6 months, they tend to bring their dependents. So it's a good chance. If you have any dependent, like your wife, your son, you can bring them here. Okay, all right. Emergency contact, we already talked about that, and if you have visited, we also talked about it. So in brief, this is what the MEXT Scholarship is all about. If you can follow what I've discussed with you here, it will be easy for you to apply for this process. Take care, and we'll meet next time. Thank you so much.